The good death is a myth. I'm Cody Huffstedler, host of the Dying to Tell You podcast and palliative care chaplain, here with tip number 25 for how to become a better companion for somebody who's sick or dying. I see a lot of hospice and healthcare workers on social media talking about all the virtues of a good death and why everybody needs to have one. But after over a decade of helping patients and families through the dying process, I have to tell you, I think this idea of the good death is mostly projection. Because they're talking about a death that is peaceful and chill and quiet. They're labeling that as good because that's what they want for themselves. But the reality is not everybody gets that kind of death. And just because somebody doesn't get that kind of death doesn't mean that it's not good. For instance, the young mother who has cancer and is dying and has young kids who's fighting to stay alive as long as she possibly can and endures lots of pain in order to be awake for her kids as long as she possibly can. Is that any worse than a chill death? Is that a bad death? I'd say it's not good or bad. It's the death that she got. It's her experience, and her experience is fine, and I don't need to change that to make it fit what I think is a good death. So I guess tip number 25 is let the person have the death that they need to have. So I guess tip number 25 is let the person have the death that they need to have and accept that, and don't try to change it to fit what you think is good. Maybe try not labeling it at all and just accepting it as it is. Do your best, show up, help make them as comfortable as you possibly can, and then just let them have the death that